Alrighty, YouTube, it is that time of year where I need to address something. That being the list. This is, just a piece of cardboard with a bunch of Sharpie all over it, but this is what's gonna keep my head wrapped around all the little things that I have left to do on Rat 10, because as you can see, there's a lot. We'll quickly go down the list here. You saw me make the wiring and the fuel lines. That I still have to install. I have to test the fuel pump to make sure that one wire is good. The ride height in the rear, just have to get some longer bolts, which I do have. I'll show you that very shortly. I need to finish the 4-link suspension. I call it 4-link even though it is independent. These I can't do until the ride height is done because I need to know where the truck's going to be sitting with the weight on it so I know exactly where these are going to be so I can keep them parallel to the ground to have the optimal suspension geometry. The sway bar is maybe because there's not a lot of room back there. It's got a bolt onto here. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to make the mount on the frame for it, whether it has to go forwards and onto the cross member there. I'm not 100% sure yet. And then the rear brake lines, obviously the park brake cables. That's kind of a given. Shocks I still have to do. I decided I'm not going to do coilovers at all. It was a thought, but that's a lot of extra work that I don't need to do, and shocks will make it run and drive. Then I need to put the engine and trans together and mock up for clutch and hydraulic throwout, because I have no idea how this boat engine and that transmission, the ZF6 6-speed, are going to work together. I know for sure I can't use the factory pull clutch that the Corvette used, so I'm going to run a hydraulic throwout bearing. It's just going to make my life way easier. I don't know if the engine has a pilot bushing or not, if it's machined for one, and I'm going to order some head studs for it, file the ring gap because that engine is literally brand new. There's hardly any hours on it, and I'm going to be running boost. I need to order and install a cam because the boat cam is definitely not going to work. And then I get to mock up the engine and the trans so I can do the mounts and the cross member because that's all going to be pretty custom. Then I have to figure out how to wire and fuel and manage the engine, and then I need to tune it for NA first, and then I can tune it for boost. So I'm probably going to throw it in there with the turbo, just leave the wastegate wide open for the time being so I can figure out how to sort everything. And then finally, after all that's back together and the engine's fired up for the first time, I can, this is kind of backwards, break in the cam and engine because brand new parts are going to need to be broken in. Then I can put it back together, the truck. I can do some exhaust out the hood or my secret idea that I have going on, and then I can finally potentially take it for a test drive. So yeah, that's a big ass list. It's a lot of stuff, but I'm not worried. So let's go to the ride height. Ride height is the first thing that I want to get sorted out here. The way I'm going to be doing this is by adjusting these bolts here. What I'm going to do is chuck the wheels on. I'm going to put the box back on it again so I have a reference of where my ride height is going to be, because I know I'm probably going to need to notch this out for the axles, and then I can jack it up, take this bolt all the way to, or take this nut all the way to the bottom of the bolt to see where that gives me. The concept behind this is you're letting the spring sag down more so that when the suspension compresses, it rides at the same spring compression at a lower height. If I can't go low enough on these factory bolts, I did pick up these. These are some grade 8 10-inch long bolts. These are metric, so I'm going from M12 to 1/2 inch. It's all I could find this long without, paying for aftermarket actual lowering bolts. And these are 1 inch longer, so that gives me a lot of adjustment. I can figure out how I want to do this. So with that said, let's get the garage open and get the box back on. Oh, putting the box on will also let me see how my fuel tank clears, because I don't actually know yet. Pray for the best. All right, there we go. Box is on again. A little bit of good news. Everything seems to clear for the most part. I am going to have to cut some for that filler neck over there, but that's okay. And then back here, my adjusting bolts for the straps, I'm going to have to cut just a little bit out of this piece of metal. Otherwise, we'll be fine. So let's chuck the wheels on it, put it down on the ground, and then let's see what we can do with the ride height from there. That's not the wheel I put on. This is one of my C4 wheels that I actually bought for my Blazer when I converted into a Typhoon, because these are 17 by 9.5 and then 17 by 8.5 fronts, and then I have a 285 on the back and a 255 in the rear. There's only one here. That creates pretty much the same, almost the exact same diameter, so that when that's all-wheel drive, it'll be perfect. But these have a way better offset than these do, and I'll show you. The two-wheel drive ones stick out. I think I measured it. It's like 4 inches. That's a ton. The C4 wheels are a little more livable. Just not entirely sure I like the look of that. Keep in mind, this is the left side wheel. The spiral's supposed to go the other way, and I don't have the second one on or a body to really see, but I don't know, they don't look that bad. But anyways, that's besides the point. what we're here to do is mess with the ride height. Oh, what is this, like 4.5, almost 5 inches? We have, ooh, just under 5 inches. We were close. We have, what is this? I don't know how well you can see this. My triangles for the diff mounts. Oh, they're gonna have some clearance issues when I go to lower it. I have, well, actually about 4 fingers of space there. Pretty much 3 inches. So yeah, if I go 3 inches down, holy, that'll actually be really good. That'll be about here, right? Yeah, something like that, which is plenty. And I'll just have to end up notching those triangles to clear the axle so I have some suspension travel. I'm gonna take the cotter pins out of the factory bolts and back the nut all the way down to the bottom and then set it back down to see how much that gets me, because then I'll know for sure how much of this bolt I'm gonna have to use, or if at all. I'm guessing I will. Oh, I'm taking out the wrong one. Oh my God, you didn't see that. All right, there's one. Come on, here we go. I'm gonna see if I can just loosen these bolts off as is. It might not be the safest idea, but we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this on the ground, to be brutally honest with you. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna jack this up. Alrighty, let's see if that's any easier. A little bit. Oh, that nut is tight though. Holy. I don't know how much the spring will sag. Ooh, obviously not a lot. The spring does have sag. It's just a little. There we go. Where you should be. Alright. Alright, let's see how tight this one is. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, these things have never been off before. There we go. Come on, all the way. Oh, whatever. It's fine. Let's see if we get that to settle a little bit. Oh yeah, that dropped a ton. So before we were about 4 3/4. Now we're about 3 3/4. So it does look like about 1 inch equals 1 inch. That's not bad. Well, in that case, let's go put the longer bolts in. I don't know how obvious this is on camera, but that did drop a ton. It went from about 4 3/4 to about 3 3/4. And then these guys are like 1.5 inches longer than what's in there, I think. Oh, you bugger. There, let's do there. Yeah, that's about 1.5 inches longer there. So, I think this is gonna do exactly what I want. All right, so I stuffed Rat 10 as far forward as I can get it. So I can have the door closed, mainly because, you know, I'm an awkward piece of shit. I don't like talking to a camera while my neighbors can see me. That's the short story. This is also gonna make my life, you know, a little easier because I'm doing all the work back here. And I'm not touching the front for a little bit yet, so I can keep it all just back here for now. Ooh, I am noticing, now that it's sitting lower, I'm gonna have to get my camber adjusted because it's starting to camber in right now. So that's gonna throw me off a little bit. But that's for future when I actually get Rat 10 on the road. It really is quite nice being able to jack Rat 10 up and down with the parts that I've put in. It makes it feel like it's real. I mean, it is real, but like, I built that. That's crazy. This is looking like it's gonna be Sketch City, but what do I do that isn't? Let's be honest. Oh boy. There we go. All right, so the point of that was so that I can get the jack in here on the spring. Hopefully. Yes, there we go. Wow. I don't really know how that's gonna work. This is gonna be so ghetto. I just need to lift the spring up so I don't release a bunch of spring tension onto myself. Oh, we're gonna take the wheel off. Let's be smart about that. Like right there. Okay. I think I can get the nut off there. Oh, this is Sketch City. Ah, of course. That is not off. Let's lower the spring and see if that comes out nicely, please. Oh, okay. Is it that easy? I feel like no. That's just these rubber bushings are so stuck. Okay, yeah, we're loose. There we go. Ooh, those are gross. Might need to order new ones of those. Okay, well, that's out. They should be able to reuse this with the new bolt, providing it's big enough. Whoa, whoa! Look at the wear on that bolt. Oh my god, that's incredible. Look at that, squeak, squeak, squeak. I don't know if the 1/2-inch bolts are gonna fit. I might have to drill this washer out. Actually, these are just a tad smaller. I thought these were, whatever. These are 8.9 metric bolts, and these are grade 8 standards. I'll be fine using these even if they are just a little bit smaller. So they do fit, and they'll pop right in there, just like that. And for the time being, there's a washer on the bottom. We will put the nut on just where it's gonna touch. For testing purposes, that's fine, honestly. All right, you saw me do that one. I'm gonna go do the other one off camera, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to put it on the ground. All right, well, that was relatively simple. In terms of lowering kits, that's probably the fastest and easiest kit I've ever done. So we got the nice, we got the nice new bolt on that side, and we got the nice new bolt on that side. Let's drop this thing to the ground and see where that puts us. You can see I do have, you know, another maybe 1/2 inch I can go. If I go that low, I'll probably have to run just a lock nut with red Loctite just to be very safe. Bounce. Oh, I felt it bottom that time. How much lower is it? You know what? That's not so bad. For a pickup truck, I can live with that. That's pretty good. The wheel centering is actually still pretty good. And the height, that's so much better. Look at that. That's perfect. Oh, I love it. I think ride height wise, that's almost where I want it. This is getting increasingly harder the lower I go to see how much room I need. Oh, pff. I will probably still need to notch these plates for the axles just to get some suspension travel. But, you know what? The more I'm sitting here staring at this, I think the more okay with that I am. That's not bad at all. I think the suspension might be biased a little backwards because those links up front that I don't have finished yet, I can make them adjustable so I can pull the wheel forwards just a little bit. But ride height wise, that's good. That's not bad. We are now at about 3 inches. Just over 3 inches. So that was almost 3/4 of an inch drop. And I do have about 1/2 inch more to go. So let's see how that looks. So this isn't exactly optimal, having them loose like this. Let's put that to the absolute limit. So there, like I said, that bolt is gonna be at the absolute limit of its travel. That's best case scenario because the spring is fully drooped right there. I don't like having all that extra play, but to get the look I want, I might risk that. I think this one's still finger tight. Yeah. All right, we'll go right to the bottom. Oh yeah, that's way lower. Yeah, you know what? it doesn't actually feel like it's that much lower. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. I can still move this way far forward. So the centering, even though it might look a little off, is fine. Oh, it's a shame because that ride height actually looks pretty good. So yeah, that did give me about another 1/2 inch. We're just over 2.5. Yeah, just under 2 3/4. But that is way better than the 4 3/4 that we were at. I think I'm happy with that. I'm gonna get a front fender just to toss on so I can see how that looks, and then we can finalize everything.